Hello again, and thanks again for tuning in. After last week's reflection on how we love ourselves, a friend of mine asked me this. Before we love ourselves, don't we first need to know ourselves? Well, that's your bonus question for the week, and I'll leave you with that one to ponder. Now, regardless of whether the questions of loving ourselves and knowing ourselves are dependent or interdependent, sequential or concurrent, the question of how we get to know ourselves is a vital one in its own right. In one form or another, it's a question most of us will ask ourselves. For example, whenever we ask, "What on earth did I do that for?" or "Why couldn't I just keep my mouth shut?" Or more positively, "Whatever did I do there to make that go so well?" So over the next few weeks, I'd like to post some reflections on how, day to day, we can engage in this continuous process of getting to know ourselves. My first suggestion is an utterly shameless plug for my own profession. Eric Schultz, chairman and CEO of Google, was once asked to identify the best piece of business advice he'd ever been given. There were many, but he picked out one in particular. Get a coach. Now initially, when it was suggested to him that a coach might be helpful, he was reluctant. Why, he asked, would I need a coach? Am I doing something wrong? If I'm the best person in the world at this, how could a coach advise me? His answer to these questions came as he discovered from experience what a coach does. In Eric Schultz's own words, and here I quote, "The coach doesn't have to play the sport as well as you do. They have to watch you and get you to be your best." In the business world, a coach is somebody who looks at something with another set of eyes, describes it to you in their own words, and discusses how to approach it. Part of the value of this, he says, is you never see yourself as other people see you. So one of the ways to get to know ourselves is to see ourselves as other people see us, and where these two perspectives don't align, to work out what's causing the gap. The skill that a coach brings to this isn't to be the expert who tells you how you should be seeing yourself. Their skill is to work with you, working with your own perceptions, observations, and your ability to draw conclusions. And in that way, they will help you enhance your own skills in understanding how you're perceived by other people. From there, you have a basis of further conversations with your coach, such as how you might respond to what you've discovered, different ways you can choose to behave or act, and how to make sense of the way people around you begin to respond differently as a result. For another way that a coach can help you to know yourself better, I turn to the coaching practitioner and pioneer Sir John Whitmore, and one of his definitions of coaching. Have a listen to this and ask yourself if you would like to meet someone who could enable this to happen. Sir John describes coaching as a methodology which, and here I quote, "facilitates ourselves and others to grow and develop into the more complete human beings that we are capable of being, if only we believe it." A very wise man once made this suggestion as to something I could say to someone who was facing a massive life change. This involved leaving a job in which they were highly regarded and an organisation with which they had a long-standing relationship. The suggestion was this: tell them that who you are does not depend on where you are. One of the great privileges I have as a coach is to be able to tell people this with complete conviction, since I know it's true. Who you are doesn't depend on where you are. Your personality, character and life skills have not only been shaped by your environment, they've also themselves shaped that environment. This two-way shaping would equally have happened if you'd made other life choices and other career choices. Time and again, I've seen people succeed and prosper in a multiplicity of contexts. And one of the main reasons I became a coach was to help people set themselves free from the lie that they could never do or be anything else and never achieve more than they had already. It was the conviction that they could, to use Sir John Whitmore's words, grow and develop into the more complete human beings they were capable of being, if only we believe it. So these are two ways through which working with a coach can help you to know yourself, by helping you see yourself as other people see you, and by helping you continue to grow and develop into the more complete human being you can be. Which brings me to a third and final idea, which Sir John hints at from the end of his quote. You will approach knowing yourself with greater confidence, both who you are and who you are becoming, with someone who's willing to believe in you, before you've come to the point of believing in yourself. If you're not currently working with a coach and would like to find out how it could benefit you, drop me a line. We'll have a relaxed, agenda-free conversation about whatever it is that you want to explore about who you are and who you're becoming, in your role, your career, and in yourself. Thanks for listening, and as ever, have a good week.